see the connection. Let's see the connection. How does it looks like now? I'm checking now. How does it looks like? Yeah, I need to correct a little bit. Great. Let me correct it a little bit so I can see myself also better. Right. Thank you very much for being here. Glad that you joined. So, because today we have Sunday, and as every Sunday, we make a review or a sum up also of whole our challenge. That's the challenge called Language Challenge. My name is Radomir Sejdak. I learned myself in last few years 2 foreign languages, and on top of English, which I already knew. And then I started this channel to help other people to learn German. Because while I was learning German, I discovered that there are several other ways and quicker ways and more effective ways of learning new language than school or university. And unfortunately, I was disappointed with university type of learning, and I started to search myself how to improve the speed, how to improve, propel, how to make my learning quicker, and that was extremely important for me. I will go to the story later maybe, but if you are here, please let me know. Let me say hi, please say hi to me and write how are you and from which country are you connecting with me, from which country are you connecting with this channel, with this audience also, because I really want to know. I'm now connecting with you from beautiful country of Germany, and even nicer place near Trier, near Luxembourg, South Germany, Southwest Germany, near Luxembourg border, near the city of Trier. It's now dark. Well, it's 6 o'clock p.m. in this German time, but I can tell you that there is really snowy. We don't see much there. We don't, but it's really snowy there, and yeah, that's how it looks like now, the winter in Germany. So pretty much happy, because lot of years usually people complain that that there is not enough snow. It's not enough snow as it used to be, and then the global warming is caused that we will never see the snow again, and if so, then all the climate will change. So now we have snow. So it's not exactly probably the result of global warming or not, but it's still encouraging us to see that some things sometimes we can see snow. So this is snowy. And write me, where are you from now? And the second question is, what is your language challenge? What are you learning now? What is your challenge you want? What is the language you are dreaming about to speak, to learn? And I will say, in the meantime, I will say a little bit about how I started this channel. So it was almost 8 years ago when I'm with my family. We moved out of to Austria, from Poland to Austria, to Vienna in Austria, to learn, to move, to completely change our career, to change our life, and we moved without knowing the German language, without knowing also anybody there, without having families or relatives there, and without anybody who can help me, and without a job. So jobless, languageless, friendliness, familyness, yeah, nobody. We were totally alone. And that was a crucial moment for me in that time, that I had to learn German as quickly as possible. Well, maybe a little bit explanation is needed now, that the moving outside from Poland to Austria wasn't exactly without any sense or point, because Austria, or Vienna in general, is the place with the #1 standard of living for many years in the world, chosen as the city of the highest standard of living. So that was our dream to live there. And second thing is, it's one of the biggest like international conference center or city for organizing the international meetings, which means the only English language should help to find a job there. It didn't work this way. There is definitely plenty of job available there in English, not just that time, and not probably fitted that time to my position. So what I realized after a few weeks being there, that without speaking German, I cannot find a job. So then I started to speak German, learn German to speak as quickly as possible. And then I went through tens and tens of applications, tens and tens of books, and also tens, if not hundreds, of online, internet, YouTube teachers, just to discover how quickly can I go to communicative level. And I spent really every day 10-12 hours per day to learning, if not more. Really, I promise you, it was really my 100% commitment, if not 200% commitment to learn German that time. I was really constantly searching for methods how to speed up my learning. And with this, I discovered that there is a more, and started to shape in my brain the ways how can I learn quicker. For example, vocabulary. So that's not exactly what they teach me in school or in the university, because I was learning in school the German in my primary school. It didn't work. Like 99% of my colleagues, couldn't speak German after this. After German course, some of people, when we were adults, some people could speak, but there were people who had contact with German before and they wanted to improve it. Other people didn't learn. So from this, I deducted there is something wrong, either with me or with the methods. Fortunately, there was a problem more with the approach of the teachers and the university and the school to learning. Their target is to teach you not in 6 months or 12 months to speak, God forbid. They want to teach you in 2, 3, 4 years how to speak, which means from the beginning it's not important for them that you start to speak quickly. And the priority of my learning is that I want to speak as quickly as possible, communicate as quickly as possible. That's a huge difference, which makes an impact on me, and because that's the whole point of speaking language, and especially when you are outside in different country. That's the whole point, that you want to speak a language, that you want to speak a language of the country that you are there, or you want to find a job in this country. So that time I started to discover step by step what works for me, what not. And so one of the crucial things was that I need to speak. And even that time, 8 years ago, was kind of possible to translate messages, written messages, quite quickly with Google Translate. It existed that time, of course, 8 years ago. It was, let's say, probably we have Google Translate, I don't know, maybe 15 years already. And that time wasn't so perfect like today it is, or there are much more internet translators now. But that time, Google Translate was sufficient enough for writing communication and reading communication. It changed now even better into this, into modernity, let's say, to be better, because right now you can even theoretically write simultaneously with somebody in your language. Somebody will be on the other side, will be in his language, and you can get and have responses all the time in your language which somebody is speaking. You can write in English and somebody will respond to you in Chinese, and you can do it simultaneously, or in Italian or in French, and it's possible now with several applications even now. So anyway, I mean it that written communication is going to be improved by technology. And it's improved with technology. Written communication with any language is improved with technology, but with time can be only more and more improved with technology. This means we have to put focus on the speaking communication with our mouths, because that's the crucial, that's the part which will not be replaced by technology soon, anytime soon. It will take another years, so the communication with time will be replaced. So that's why my focus is always on speaking communication and speak as quickly as possible. That's why also when I started to, I moved to another language when I finished learning German, being still in Germany. I started to learn Spanish. I also focus myself on the communication as quickly as possible, which means vocabulary and speaking as the two main crucial things. And I managed to be beginning of communication in 12 months. And then after 2 years I was communication. I'm still communicating in Spanish every day, by the way. And we are coming now to regularity. So I decided, okay, then there is another challenge needed. And the challenge started a few months ago on French. Now we have meeting number 10, and to then 10 out of 52, because the challenge is for 12 months. So I hope you like it so far, and let's move further. So today is about regularity. As I said, vocabulary, the words are the most important for communication. And then I was thinking that I cannot learn all the, so you need few thousand words to communicate, and you need them to know how to speak and how to listen, hear them. You need few thousand words, yeah, minimum 2,000 words, yeah, or 1,000 will move you to about half of the communication. 2,000 will move you to 70-90% of the communication. If you have 5,000 in your head, you will be fine with almost any situation. And with almost any situation, I mean you can speak almost about everything. If you don't know the word, you can find a way around. There will be enough sufficient words. I know it from my experience, from German, English, Spanish, and I see it in French now, that you can work your way around with knowing only the words that you know. And for this I realized, okay, then I will not be able to learn 1,000 words in 1 week. But then I was thinking, yes, so let's divide it for days. And I put myself a target first, 10 new words per day. That will be quickly calculating. It's in 1 week, we know 70 new words. In 1 month, 300 new words. In just 3 months, almost 1,000 words. And as I said, 1,000 is about half of the communication you need, mostly frequently words. Just 6 months and you have 2,000 words, yeah, 6 months. So that's why the challenge is from 6 to 12 months, because you can in 6 months learn 2,000 words, which will be enough for you to cover 70 up to 90% of the words which are being used in English, in French, in Italian, Spanish, or matter of fact, in almost any language that you can think of. Because this is how we are working. Yeah? So we are using some words much more frequently than other words. So that's why. And then I was thinking, okay, so for this, I need regularity. I need to systematize my learning to the level that I will learn every day. And that's the title also of today's live, that it's about the regularity and about being consistent and do things every day. And it worked for me brilliantly. It worked for me brilliantly in German first and then in Spanish. In Spanish, actually, I increased numbers of words first from 10 to 20 and then to 30 and 35. So there was several months when I was learning every day new 35 words. This took a little bit more time, but even 10 words per day is enough when you are learning 10-15 minutes per day, and you can learn those 10 words per day. I'm using for this the app called Anki Flashcards. There is ankiweb.com, Ankiweb, where you can learn for free, or you can add your words and then it will ask you for free. Or there is the app mobile flashcards. App mobile flashcards. It's available for 30 euro, more or less. But it's for lifetime, so you don't pay per year, but once you pay, you have it forever. And with this, I'm learning and speeding up learning of vocabulary massively. Even today with French. I just did it in French. And by the way, I increased my numbers of words. So last year, I learned 2025, and those 2 months, I learned 320 words, which is probably not brilliant after 2 months, which means on average is about 5-6 words per day. I wasn't very happy with this, but yeah, that's the facts. It is 5-6. But in the end of the year, I increased it to 10 words, and now I increase it more or less to 15-20 words, new words per day. I'm speeding up. You know what? Because I find it more and more attractive, and I find it traction. Why am I using flashcards? I tell you. So when I started to learn German, let's say this 7-8 years ago, I bought in library like flashcards. They were ready flashcards. Yeah, so that was a piece of paper, a little piece of paper. Let's say, well, probably like this size, each of them. And on one side there was written in English, and another side was in German. And the idea of flashcards, is there, you see first something written in your language, let's say a language that you are speaking or willing to learn from. So you're seeing in English, let's say, table, and the idea is first you see, oh, that's a tisch, okay, and then you put it back, you don't know it, on the pile where the words you didn't guess, okay, and another time you take the card and you say, and you see the table, okay, that was I don't know, and then you put it back and you see it, that was tisch, okay, I put it back on this pile. If I guessed it, let's say, oh, that was the table, that's the tisch, I put it on the pile which I guessed it already, and in this way I'm learning. So the flashcards in general are working. For me, though, I see that's the more or less it's touching the areas which are really effective to learn, and it's really was helping. But I was thinking it's kind of too much mechanical and not so effective. You can lose the cards, and you can lose the cards, and also you have those 2 piles only. You can put them, and I was making even 3 piles. So one pile was which words I guessed simultaneously, quickly. The second pile was the words I had problems with, and the third I didn't guess. And I knew I have to come back to all of them to finish the day. And each day I had to theoretically add the new 10 cards for this. But you know what? This is why and that's the moment I found Anki cards or Anki flashcards, Anki web. And I was using this for first year for free. And I was really happy with this, because there is a science behind it, how they did it. They found that you have to learn each words, you have to learn them and repeat them after 10 minutes. The words you learn already, you have to repeat this after 10 minutes, and then after this you can, after 10 minutes, when you guessed it, you should repeat it. If not, you should go repeat it again after 10 minutes. And if you guessed it, if you didn't guess it once or two, this Anki remembers that you had problems with this and will remind you about this word tomorrow, not once but twice or third. There is a certain science behind it that you have to remember or repeat many times in order that it will be saved on your hard drive. Your hard drive will remember it better when will be more repetitions. With more repetitions, you can learn quicker, will be saved. Let me put it to this way. Let's say you are meeting somebody, and somebody is introducing to you, say, hello, I'm Paul. Okay, hello, I remember. I remember his name. Okay, hello, I'm Paul, I'm Radomir. And then I will remember this name Paul for this 5 minutes, 10 minutes I'm talking with him. But unfortunately, probably I will forget it 2 hours later. If I will meet Paul next day, I will probably remember it or not. But if not, I will just ask and I will remember it again. I will remember it better. And if I would be meeting Paul every day, the probability of remember his name is much higher than if I will meet him only one time, say hello on cocktail party or somewhere, and we never see each other again. That means that there is a different part of memory in our brain. There's a kind of soft memory, which is like RAM, soft memory, which disappear very quickly. And there's this hard drive memory, ROM, which is our hard drive. If we do something regularity, and we do it every day, we will remember this for whole years. And this is how Anki cards come into play. Because those flashcards I had, I would have to also know the science behind it and really remember. You know, after 30 days, I would have to still rotate the old cards somehow, so I come back to the words, some of the words which I had the biggest problems with 30 days from now or 25 days from now. I had to remember this, but Anki cards does it for you. So, and really for me it's working brilliantly. And what is much better, that I have it always on my mobile phone. Even if it was Anki Web, I had it on my Anki Web, was all the time with me because I had my mobile phone with me all the time, and I had it on my app. I also, so anytime I wanted to learn, I had a time, I was able to learn, and I did. And it's really worked for me brilliantly. And if I'm learning every day, I see it's working for me. I remember this. And Anki cards remember when to remind you these words. It's really working fantastically. I tell you something else. Regularity means that you want to learn every day. That's to be on track, you have to learn every day. And does require a lot of time. I tell you, for learning the 10 words, probably you need 10 minutes, maximum 15 minutes per day. And I mean it, learning 10 new words with repetition of the words which you had problems yesterday, or you learned yesterday and you had problems 1 week ago and you had problems 1 month ago. Really 10 minutes of Anki cards, 10 minutes per day is enough for you. 10, maximum 15 minutes, I'm telling you this. And having this on your mobile phone allows you to learn it whenever you have time. I do it in the morning. The easiest for me is to do it in the morning, because I also know that it's an exercise for a brain to wake up as quickly as possible. So that's what I recommend. But if you don't have this time, you can learn also when you are on the way to your work. You can do it on the lunch break. You can do it on the breakfast break. You can do it when you are queuing, waiting in a post office, waiting in a supermarket, when you have 2-3 extra minutes. This is really so simple. I do it already many years. I'm doing this. I'm doing Anki cards already at least 7 years, or probably 8 years now, Anki cards. And it is working brilliantly, because you have to just remember to do it every day, and the system will take care that wherever you learned, it will remind you, so it will be saved on your hard drive for a long time, or if not, it will remind to you later. And this is how it's working, and it should work also for you. So please ask me if you have any questions. Please ask me. Let me see if there's any questions. Oh, somebody, there is one question. Let me see. Right, nice. How do you practice to use these words? Right, thank you for question, Ksavki. Right, so thank you. Nice. Up. Right. So how do I practice to do these words? And my practice of the words is because my second pillar of communicating, of learning, is speaking every day. And how do I do it? I do it with another app. Actually, there are almost 2 things you have to pay with things while I'm learning, because I want to learn. I didn't also have a lot of money. I just wanted to learn, and I know the old secret is probably in my brain, how to move it quicker, so I didn't want to also spend a lot of money. I discovered the app called Tandem, but by the way, I discovered that I have to practice the words, not only saving in my memory, but also practicing. So now when I'm learning, I'm also saying out loud the words. Even when I'm queuing in the supermarket or something, I just say it, quietly. So let's say there is a word. There is a word in French I had a problem so like few days to learn. It's a stars. I probably forgot it now. I forgot it now. But let's say Friday. Friday was another different word, a difficult word. It was vendredi in French. So vendredi was difficult for me to remember. But when I'm learning this, I'm saying this at least even to myself. Even so, I'm moving my mouth. So maybe it's not loud, but at least I'm moving my mouth. Not I'm speaking. Not, in my brain only, but also to try to speak. If I'm alone, I'm just saying vendredi, Friday, yeah. But when I'm, so this is for learning, yeah. This is how I'm learning. But then your question is, how do you practice using these words? So then, for this, I employ the app called Tandem, and there on Tandem, either you can, if you have a friend who is speaking your language, it will not help you probably too much. If you are trying to learn French and you have friend or family who is speaking French, probably it will not be very easy with this person to start suddenly to speak French. You can probably, this person heard from you already 10 times that you want to learn French or Spanish or Italian, and suddenly start to speak, maybe a little bit intimidating, maybe a little bit just shyness, and then I would say it didn't work for me. What works for me though, is this app Tandem, because there are hundreds and thousands of people all over the world, and they want to learn languages. You all are there for learning languages. And I set up there my account, and I said, guys, I can speak English. I'm interested. Let's say now my account on Tandem is, you can find me, Radomir Sejdak. That's my normal account there, Radomir Sejdak. I'm speaking, yeah, now I can also offer German and Spanish, but English also, and Polish, of course, my native. And I can offer you, and I'm learning French. I can talk with people who wants to learn English, but or Polish or German or Spanish, but I'm offering my languages, and I want to communicate with somebody. My key is to use voice messages. And I have now, there's a very nice person called Eric, he's from France. I had also another people there. When we are sending voice messages every day, just only 1 minute, I do it, 1 minute in English, 1 minute in my trying French. And Eric is doing the same. Eric is learning English, and he's sending message in French, 1 minute, and in English, which he is learning now and trying. He's probably better. He's better in English than I am in French, but yeah, I can catch him. I have to catch him. Anyway, very nice person, and I can recommend with him also. I recommend everybody to talk with him, but there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people who wants to learn languages all over the world on this app called Tandem. And there you can set up your account, and the idea is that we don't write to each other. You can, but I know it will not work for me. The written communication is already 8 years ago was easily translatable with Google Translate, let's say. That time you could just paste the written communication to translate, Google Translate. You just knew what it's about. And then you could just, from your language, whatever language you are using, to translate to another language. If it doesn't matter if it was to Spanish, French, Russian, Hungarian or Chinese, it was translated and you can send it back. I'm talking about voice messages, and I'm sending to anybody. Like I was learning Spanish, and I still do with Jordan from Cuba, and I'm learning now French with Eric. I'm sending voice messages. It's about 1 minute for each languages, about 1 minute. Mostly it's 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes for each of them. Sending my English so the second person can learn English about, standard stuff. Standard. So what are we doing? How is the weather? What are we eating? How is the job? How is the family? Just standard, normal things. Yeah, nothing extraordinary. Why? Because that's the life. Also, when you will go to work, when you will go to the restaurant, you meet with new people. There will be also about normal stuff. If you want, you can talk about the economical situation of the world. You can talk about the music. You can talk about the science. You can talk about politics, about the war. You can too definitely talk with. Try with 10 people there, and some of them will be to your taste. So you will see that you can use it. You can use and communicate with other people also in the subject which you would like. And this is extremely useful. So this is how I use the new words which I'm learning. And in the beginning, it can be question, yeah? Just ask a question. If you have any other questions, please write in the comment, and just in a few minutes we'll finish. But anyway, you can think, okay, how can I send messages from the beginning in the new language where I'm not speaking this language? So from the beginning, like I had in German and like I had in Spanish, I couldn't speak those languages. So I was preparing those messages in Google Translate. I was reading them 1 or 2 times, or now Google Translate can also read it for you, so you can hear it more or less in good accent, how it should be done, how it should be said, and then you can do it, and then you can record your reading messages to somebody. What's the point of this? You will say. So the point is that you are still learning how to speak out in the new language, in the new accent. So that's the absolutely game changer. That's breaking the rules, because you are telling yourself how to speak out. And with this, you just move forward. And you can do it easily. I was doing this in Spanish at least 2 months. 2 months I was literally reading the messages. Now in French, it was almost 2 months. Well, let's say end of the year was very busy for me, so it was also kind of half read it, half I was trying to create my own sentences. But with time, I'm now getting better and better. I have get more self-confident to creating new sentences in French for me. Yeah, and you can. I have reason to believe that I can. Last year, I learned just in those 2 months, I learned 320 words, and now I learn about from 15 to 22, 25 words per day. So I'm reasonable to believe that in this month I can learn myself easily like 500, 700 words only in January. We have 4th of January, why not? I did it in Spanish, by the way, where I gave myself the target first 10 and then 15, 20 and 35 words per day. So now I could speed it up. And by the way, it's possible for everybody, guys. So I have full-time job as a director in sales in the big company responsible for its country management. Country management, so I'm selling to whole country. I have full-time job. I have also business in real estate, which there are few books about it behind me. In real estate, I have also family, not big, but there is family, and I have really a lot of things to do. But I know also, if we are putting higher priority for ourselves to learn new language, we can do it. It's a matter of priorities. Why is it worth to put higher priority of learning languages? It's worth money. Do you know there are several scientists or discoveries or research which they compare the salary of the people who knows at least one foreign language to the communicative level. So not only language of the country they live in, but also one foreign language. So 50% of those people earn 20% more. And just why half? Because half of the people are using this communicative language, and half of the people didn't change a job or didn't change a position, so they are just not using. They know the communicative level of a foreign language, but they don't use it. The people who speak 2 languages, like 80% of them, earn like 50% more. So it just opens your opportunity for more money. And that's why when you are going to earn, let's say you are earning, let's say $1,000 per month net to your pocket, yeah, that means you can earn 1,200 on statistics, $200 per month more. If you are earning $2,000, $3,000, then you can earn $600 per month, just so, because you have one of the foreign languages to the communicative level. And this is, we are talking about speaking communication, not writing. Writing, you can translate just now any email, any website, you just translate simultaneously with one click of the button on Google Chrome or Gmail. Yeah, so I'm talking about speaking communication. So I hope I encouraged you to move forward with your language challenge. I'm raising the bar for myself to learn at least 20 words, new words, French words per day, to be communicative really in from 6 to 12 months for me in French. However, you have different challenges, different languages. Write me in a comment, how are you doing? And what are your challenges? What are your challenges? What you want to ask me about, so I can maybe help you also with this. That being said, let's see each other next week, same time, 6 p.m. That's the German Central European Time, CET Central European Time, 6 o'clock p.m. Sunday next week, so we can continue with this. And so, thank you for being here and take care. Good night.